Hey everybody, it's Wendy. Welcome. Today we are going to make this adorable card. I'm so excited to make this for you because I love the colors. It's so pretty. And this is for Global Design Project. I like to do something for them every week if I can. I'm going to use the Sweet Cupcake stamp set and the other stamp set that you saw there. You know me, I can never remember the name of everything. So it is in the link in the description of this video. You can find all of my supplies in that link. All right, the cool thing about this Sweet Cupcake stamp set is it is a layering stamp set. So it has 3 different layers for the cupcake base. And you see me stamping them each here individually. I'm stamping them off once and then I'm stamping them down in their layer piece, except for this piece. The last piece I'm leaving it nice and saturated with ink because I want it to be a little darker. So this is my cupcake base, and I just wanted my pink tone, my Melon Mambo tone, to be a little bit lighter, so that's why I stamped off a few times. And then for the top of the cupcake, I want it to look like chocolate. So I'm going to show you some things here. I'm using chocolate chip ink from Stampin' Up! And I am going to stamp this in full saturation, I guess is the word, or it's fully coated with ink. So I'm going to stamp it and show you. I'm trying to decide where I want to stamp it and show you what it looks like. So this would be the base. Now watch, when I ink this up and stamp the second one right over the top, you can barely see it. So let me show you the trick. If you stamp the base, and this is the third layer. You basically can't see any of the other layers because the ink is so dark. So if you take the base layer and stamp it off first, which is the more solid background, take the second layer and stamp it off, and then stamp it over the one that you've just stamped off. You can see some little lines there. Now watch when you add this piece. This gives you all of that shadow and dimension that you're looking for so that it looks like icing that is swirled up. If you just stamp dark layer over dark layer over dark layer, it really doesn't work. So I cut these out on with my Big Shot using the framelits that come in the bundle with the Sweet Cupcake set if you purchase the bundle. And I'm going to set those aside. I have this piece here is cut at 4 by 5 1/4, and it's the Pop of Pink Designer Series paper, and it's the white paper with the little gold flecks in it. It's super pretty. And I'm just taking a piece of acetate that's also cut at 4 by 5 1/4 and layering it over the top. I've cut out that middle window piece using the Project Life framelits. That's one of my favorite things to cut out a big shaker window with. The Project Life framelits work perfect for that. If I would have been more on my toes, I would have probably rounded the corners of this whole thing, but I wasn't, so I didn't. And then I'm using my very favorite new adhesive from Stampin' Up!, which is the foam strips. If you remove the release paper from the back of them before you layer them down on your shaker card, it works perfect. You can mold it and move it, make it circular, run it around edges. So you can see here I'm just pulling that release paper off first, so now it's sticky on both sides. The adhesive's exposed on both sides. It sticks to your hand a little, but it works great, and you can get this fantastic edge all the way around your shaker card. So the next thing I need to do is add some adhesive to the edges of this piece here that's going to go down onto my card base. So I'm just going to use the exact same adhesive tape and do that. I said card base, but that's not really accurate because I'm actually going to put down another piece of that Pop of Pink behind this so that when you look through the shaker window, you see the frame, and then the back of the shaker window matches the frame, if that makes sense. So then I'll adhere all of that down to the card base. All right, before we go any further, I have to fill my shaker. I'm going to use these chocolatey, yummy sequins, and then these Pepto-Bismol sequins. I get these sequins from a little craft shop. It's actually not a craft shop. It's just a little shop here where I live, and they happen to have sequins in there. And they have them in every single color, and they're $1.99 a piece. So super, super cheap. And I just go in there when I need sequins and I grab some. And so if you look around, you know, local places, you never know where stuff like that's going to pop up. So anyway, I'm adding a whole bunch of pink shaker bits, and you see they're sticking to my fingers because I forgot to do my little trick, which is to, if you rub your hands on your embossing buddy that has that powder before you use sequins, your sequins will just, they won't stick to you. They'll just come right off your hands. So that's a little tip for you. All right, so now I'm grabbing my chocolate sequins here, and I'm calling them chocolate just because I'm making this super cute card that has chocolate icing. And I'm going to add in a whole bunch of different colors of brown sequins. I'm doing some really dark ones, some lighter ones, and then some that are a little more iridescent. I added a few of the iridescent ones way at the top, and I did not like it at all. It looked more like orange, so I went ahead and omitted adding very many of those. So you see here, this is the this is the sequin, the thing that's so troubling with sequins. So now I'm just shaking them out so that they all kind of lay flat before I add my backing. And then I can add my backing and I'll be ready to go. I'm just closing up this box here really quick. Oh yeah, this needs a few more sequins. There's never enough sequins, I'm telling you. So I'm adding a few more here, and then I'm going to go ahead and close this up using that piece of designer series paper I told you about earlier. And then I can flip this over and finish out my card. So quick story for you. I have an obsession with shaker cards and sequins in general. And the other night I had made a shaker card and I went to bed, and I felt something on my foot and it was driving me crazy. And I was like, what is that? And I honestly thought like I had a scab. This is so gross. Like I thought a scab or something on my foot. And I'm like, what the heck? And I finally got out of bed, went into the bathroom. Yeah, it was a sequin stuck to my foot. So I was thinking, I don't know when I injured myself. How do I have something like this on my foot? So anyway, that's my sequin story for today. All right, so I'm attaching this down to a card base that's cut at 4 1/4 by 11. And then I'm going to grab my little cupcake pieces and add those to the front of the shaker card, which just sets the whole thing off. I have to tell you, it's so stinking cute. And add my little frosting there to the top. I think this would be such a cute card for a little girl, or anybody really. I mean, a girlfriend, anyone, but I don't know. It just screams little girl to me. So that's probably who will get it, one of the little girls in my family. So I'm using my embossing buddy on a piece of chocolate chip cardstock. This little banner is cut out of the framelets from the cupcake set. So the sentiment is not with the cupcake set, but the framelets that I use to cut this little banner are. So I'm using a happy birthday sentiment from that other stamp set that I can't remember the name of because I'm so horrible. All right, so I'm adding white embossing powder and shaking off the excess, and then I went ahead and heat set it. I'm just kind of cleaning it off there. Now, the cool thing about this banner is it's actually got a little spot where it scores like probably 1/8 of an inch away from each other so that you can pop this banner up. And I'll be honest, I don't know if that's why it's scored that way. I have no idea because I'm not a very observant person, believe it or not. I don't pay super close attention to detail. So I don't know if that's why it's like that, but I'm pretending like that's why it's like that, and that's how I'm using it. So if you bend those back and forth, you will be able to create yourself this really cute little banner that'll kind of stick up and gives it a lot more dimension and ends up making it look super cute. So I'm just going to add my little sentiment down at the bottom here. I put adhesive on both the tail ends, and then I put a little dimensional right in the center to help pop it up and adhere it down. And that is my finished card. So real quick, because I want to make sure everybody knows that this is for Global Design Project. If you want to check out their site, you can do that. There's a link to it on my blog at loveandstampin.com. Also, it's Stampin' Up! Bonus Days, and this is a really fun promotion from July 7th to July 31st. Every $50 you spend, you're going to get a $5 coupon in the mail to spend in August, between August 2nd and August 31st. Real quick, I did decide to add a few more little details to this card, so you can hang out with me while I do that. And so anytime between August 2nd and August 31st, you can use those $5 coupons to get off of your order. So that's a really fun promotion. And then also, I'm doing a huge giveaway this month. The whole month of July, every $25 you spend with me, you get your name in a drawing to win a box full of Stampin' Up! Products. So I am giving them away. I'm super excited about it, and every $25 you spend, you get your name in the bucket. So make sure that you do that, and I'll draw winners the first week of August is when I'll choose the winners. Okay, so I'm done. Yay! And I'm going to show you my other card I made. I made 2 of these, and you can see the little iridescent sequins on the other one. If you go over to my blog, you will see I also decided to make a blue one. So I thought, I kind of need maybe a boyish one. So I made a blue one, and then I also had some leftover supplies, so I made a tag. So you can check both of those items out over on my blog at loveandstampin.com. I hope you enjoyed this video. You can subscribe, click the thumbs up to like it, and I will be talking with you next week. Have a great day. Bye-bye.